years ago, I was 28 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And IBM, I was very lucky to get to work with IBM. IBM was the most admired company in the world by far back then. So what happens is IBM did a corporate survey and they found out the bosses got bad feedback as coaches, not good at coaching. So they spent millions of dollars training them to be good coaches, millions. They did the same survey a year later. You know what changed? Nothing, zero change, complete waste of money. So then they have me to come in and study what happened. So I asked the employees, is your boss good at coaching? No. I asked the boss, do your employees ever ask for coaching? No.
No.
I asked the employees, do you ever ask your boss for coaching? No. Then this goes back to what you said. I looked at the performance appraisal form. You know what the definition of a top performer in IBM that year was? It was exactly this: performs effectively with no need for coaching. So what happened?
Oh,
The manager says, let's have coaching. What's the employee say? No, boss.
nope, nope.
I
By definition, I'm not supposed
I
to even
perform
ask for coaching.
effectively with no need for coaching. They just vomit the words back.
Oh,
It was just like Ford, the same thing, right?
yeah.
Yeah, don't come to me with a problem.
Don't come to
Okay,
me the
I don't
problem.
have a problem.
Yeah.
Pretend
So,
to not need a coach. I don't need a coach. Well, I was 28 years old. This was the most admired company in the world. You know what I'm thinking? Well, I've got the best job in the world. If they're that good doing something that's stupid, it's gonna be pretty easy.
yeah, by definition, those environments were not built for people to learn and grow. It was for them to just find a safe haven and hide under whatever they were hiding.
Of course. Yeah, that's what they were getting paid for.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That
Yeah.
that is quite an observation that only somebody like you could make, because you can compare the organizational overall to something else which is functional, and then find out what in the environment or what is the leader doing, which is getting in the way of sometimes common sense. So
Well, what happened, not unlike many big companies, is this silo doesn't talk to that silo.
hmm
So
hmm
this person designed the performance appraisal system. This person was doing leadership development. They didn't bother to talk.
right, right. Wow. Wow, that is really something that can be a barrier. That reminds me, when I was at GoDaddy, we had our CEO come from the Expedia group of companies, and he was a visionary in that. His name is Aman Bhutani. So Aman always wanted to have experimentation done at all levels in the organization, which means don't assume something. Always experiment and find out if the customer wants it or if this is going to work. So I had the opportunity to take and expand that playbook and make it a part of every single business unit. And that's when we figured there were organizational silos, that a website development group would work differently from the hosting group, differently from a customer care team. And so when we started to experiment, we not only brought the people together to discuss ideas to test, but also a whole lot of collaboration opened up, which told us, like in the past, it wasn't the case, where these different business units would come together to collaborate. And that can be a problem for a multi-billion-dollar company, because if you don't communicate, if you don't work as a cross-functional team, you're not going to see the growth you want to see.
Well, that's why Alan had 16 people in every meeting, why they
hmm
represented every stakeholder and they represented every function.
hmm
So you want to make sure they're all in that room and hear the same thing at the same time.
That's really good, and that's a hallmark of a good leader. They want to make sure their message is clear and everybody is receiving it the same way and is interpreting it the same way.